Thanks so much.
Thank you.
It's good having you here.
Thank you.
It's not
Are you still nervous? No.
Absolutely.
It's
It's
okay.
It's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. So, who are you?
Well, I'm Lisi, and that's basically everything you need to know. What do you want to know?
I don't know. Fast facts. I mean, about you. What do you do? Why you are here? Not here, but in the conference.
Well, I had the honor to be invited and to give a tutorial with my learning partner Toya here.
Yeah.
And other things about me, well, for 13 years now in testing quality space. I do love computer games. I play indoor volleyball. I am all about teamwork and collaboration and doing good stuff together. And yeah, that's basically about me.
Yeah. Sports is a good thing for you.
Absolutely. And with sports, I mean volleyball.
I know.
So,
I know.
Yeah.
Did you play in the league?
Yes.
In which one?
Well, every state here in Germany has a bit of a different constellation, but it was, I think, the highest that I reached in my state was the 6th of 10.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. I did also sports. I did archery. I played in the league.
Cool.
Nice.
I played in the league 2 years, and but I was not good enough. So I was in the league, but the thing is that you play against the people that goes to Olympia, and you have to make rings. And you get 600 rings when they play. They made 600 from 600, and when I did it, I got something between 500 and 540 maybe. Yeah, and you are far away from the top.
Close.
That's far away from the top. So yeah, that's
Interesting.
interesting. So what about you? Who are you?
I'm Toya. Yeah, I'm originally from South Africa and now living in Dubai.
You see
Yeah,
that?
that's why I'm advertising for Dubai. Yeah, I've been in test automation for 20 years. So, and been around multiple companies. So yeah, I think, I made the transition when I first got to ATD. The first year, I think it was 2016 around then. Started off as I was then a senior software QA engineer. Now I'm head of QA. Within that space, I would like to think that Agile TD was a key instigator in me making the transition because it pushed me to do things out of my comfort zone. And I don't think it would have been possible, to be honest, if it wasn't the exposure that I got, being introduced to the testing community, learning things. So for me, I have a lot to give, like thanks to give to the conference itself. So yeah, that's me.
What about sports? On the Liverpool award.
I love Liverpool Football Club. So if anyone knows my Twitter handle, so the first part of the Twitter handle is just a nickname I had when I was little, and the second part is actually the football club that I support. That's sort of carried throughout my life as a childhood. So I wanted to bring that together.
But the nickname is also football related.
It's football related, but didn't come from that. So it was just.
It's Totti.
Totti was a play, but it's not football. Yeah.
But do you play football?
I used to very casually. I've got a scar on my lip here.
Okay.
So as I grew up, I was playing like football for the school, and I had a terrible fall. So ever since then, like I don't play professionally anymore. So yeah, that's my story.
Who's that?
This.
Look the name of the.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure.
That's
it out.
my name, and
Is it
then you
you?
see
Wow.
Barcelona.
Wow, Barcelona.
Infantil Barcelona.
So you started off in.
So, but that was not the real Barcelona. It was the name of the club in the Canary Island. Okay. So, but when I was a child.
I just happened to have this on my head.
So now my kids are starting to play and they love it. So they're passionate. They started following the football club I do, but now they're playing. So I'm trying to get them to play a lot more.
Why Liverpool?
It was actually an uncle that was, while growing up, he influenced me. So he used to come home every time, and like, this is the football club you need to support, and all of this. So I think it stuck. We just enjoyed it, my brother and myself, and then we just continued supporting them. Now it's passed on over to the kids, and they're loving it. So yeah,
Great, nice.
Yeah.
João, who are you?
I'm João. As you can see, I pronounce that in a way that usually most people can't.
João.
João. I'm from Lisbon, Portugal. I'm a quality engineer. I work with Lisi nowadays. Same company. I've been in the quality space for like on and off like 8 years or 9 years, but I've been in the industry, the tech industry, for 15, because I've done a whole bunch of different things throughout my career. So I started as a QA engineer at the beginning. I promised myself I would never be QA engineer ever again, because at the time it was really painful, especially in the context I was at. And then I did a whole bunch of different things. Like I was a developer, customer support, cloud operations, marketing, because somehow I thought marketing was interesting, and that lasted 6 months. And then I came back to development, and one day my company, they were like, we'd really like to have someone that really knows about quality and testing. You're not looking at me, right? And then they convinced me, just a temporary thing, just to start things off and whatnot, because we don't have any testers anymore. And then at the time I got a head of QA that came from the outside, and we really worked well together. And sorry for taking so long. And the thing was, a few colleagues of mine had come to Agile Testing Days a few years before, and then they just came back to Lisbon and say, it was interesting, but I think that we're doing all of those things. And I kind of thought that wasn't exactly true. And so I turned to my boss in 2017 and I told him, hey, I want to go to Agile Testing Days. Yeah, sure, no problem. We can pay for that. Yeah, but I need you to forbid anyone else from going with me. Because the problem is that when you go to these things, especially if you come from Portugal and you're the group of Portuguese people speaking Portuguese, you're basically unapproachable. No one will want to speak to you. It's like, whoa, that's really weird, you know? You know what I mean?
You have seen the Spanish guys. Same.
And so my idea was, I want to go alone and see what happens. And worst case scenario, I'm bored for 4 days and I can live with that. Best case scenario, something else happens. And it was the best case scenario. Because I came here, I got inspired. I didn't want to be in the quality space, but I saw things that inspired me that I wanted to continue pursuing. I got friends, which was the best part of it all. And then the next year I came as a speaker, and that just set things off.
Yeah, shit happens.
Good shit.
For myself, so I studied computer science, and I did my diploma in a company in Berlin, and I did how do you call this in English? I developed a concept to measure a metric. I developed a metric to calculate how much a project will cost upfront, depending on parameters and so on. So, and when I was doing that, and the person in charge with that, for me in this company, offered me a job. And he said, yeah, but I want you, because I was working all the time with the developers and so on, and he said, yeah, but I want you as a salesperson. Yeah. And I look at him and say, salesperson? I cannot sell anything. God, you know, I am far away from selling. Yeah, I'm far away from selling. And then I went to another place. But this person saw from the beginning that I have a link to talk. Yeah. To talk. So that's the point. So what's the link to sports? Because you love also sports, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm a big. I've never been a sporty person, though I've been interested in football from a very
which team?
Benfica. And I'm a season ticket holder since 2004, so 18 years. Every game, going to the games. It's funny because when you're in Lisbon, there are basically two clubs. There's Benfica and Sporting, but Benfica is like it's like the Real Madrid of Portugal. Yeah. So if you go anywhere, usually there are more Benfica people wherever that is. Okay. But I grew up in the sporting neighborhood, so I was always outnumbered. I chose the one place in the world where I was going to be outnumbered. But I don't know, it was just a family thing, and I have an older brother, and he started sending me to games as a kid, and so that just took off.
And the same is in Spain. In Spain, everybody is from Real Madrid, almost everybody, and few people are from Barcelona. And in my family, there is a stupid guy from Barcelona. No, he likes really Barcelona, and you know that then when Barcelona is a great club, of course, and when Barcelona win, then he was very happy and everybody was sad. But if Madrid win and Barcelona lost, then sorry for him. He had a bad time.
He's going to hear it.
He had a bad time. So I would like to talk about this learning pact that you did. How was it? How it started?
You want to take it or you want me to answer?
Well, let's take it together, I would say. So
go first.
Who said something before? Who were the first one who approached and said, hey?
I was actually. So we went to a workshop held by Stephen Kramer, right? Around, I think it was on exploratory testing or something like that, yeah?
It was on IoT.
Yeah, it was IoT, it was
devices.
IoT devices. And I think Lizzie and I were in one pairing group at the time. And when we were needed to solve a problem, Lizzie approached it in a certain way, right? And for me, it was very similar to how I would approach it, even though like she was leading that thing, right? So I automatically felt, okay, you know, like I would like to just like hear what her experiences are so that we could, you know, maybe I could learn from her, right? That's my first conference, first time out of the country, and I felt I could learn something. So immediately after the workshop, it was lunch, and we were just chatting and like speaking, and I saw Lizzie with a bunch of other people, and I just like took my plate. That's what ATD does. It gives you the opportunity to go speak to others. So we got on the table, and then you know, we were speaking about like fears. I so went to the table, and then we were speaking about fears, and Lizzie brought up something about, you know, like fearing getting up on the stage. Like, will we ever do that? Like those people were great on the stage. Would we ever do that? And then you want to continue from that part?
I think there's one more thing to mention here. It was at this conference, it was 2016.
Yes.
We had a super inspiring open keynote all around that topic. Getting out of your comfort zone, do something that scares you every day. I'm blanking out on the last name. It was Abby F something. I'm not sure anymore, but it was highly, it left an impact, and it was definitely the topic of lunch then, because it set this inspiring atmosphere of maybe do something different, try to grow, right? And that set the tone, hence we were speaking about these.
So we were speaking about that, and then I just got in and I was like being brave. So for me, it's almost like I have to push myself and almost put myself in the deep end and then get myself in trouble and then figure it out later, right? So I immediately asked Lizzie, okay, if that's your fear, it's also my fear. So why not let's make a pact? So like if she submits a talk, I will do it. And then if we both get, like if she gets selected, hopefully I will come and watch her on stage. And then, you know, vice versa. And then if we both get selected, then like awesome, you know, like we've solved that problem. It so happened we submitted,
No, wait, there's more to the story because he suddenly confronted me with that deal, like, let's make a deal, right? And I was like, I'm not that spontaneous person at all. I'm very reserved. Really? You haven't noticed, right? So for me, it was like being put on the spot, but still in a good constructive atmosphere, because I knew, we already talked, right? I knew it was a safe space, plus that inspiring atmosphere. Somehow that got me out of my comfort zone. So it really felt like, okay, I would never agree to such kind of a deal. Never ever. And me speaking on stage, who are you kidding? But in that moment, I felt like, be it, right? And I just made that handshake. And I felt, okay, well, let's try. And then little did I know, because before all the other things
Wait, there was one
happened-
more thing though. There was one more thing.
Exactly.
There was actually, on the final keynote, you passed around the mic, right?
Yes, it
and
was
the,
always
the cube, the cube. It ended up by me, or asked for it. And then I wanted to put myself in further deep, like trouble, right? So you asked, like, what's the one thing you can get out of the conference? And I said, okay, I just strike the deal with Lizzie, and that we both want to speak here next year. And I think we willed it in reality, yeah? So
Yeah, well, you said that, and by the way, she's sitting over
yeah,
there,
yes.
and it was like,
and you just wanted to do that.
exactly. Okay, so
Yeah.
I knew I couldn't get out of it, but it was the best thing that ever happened, actually.
Yeah, same here.
Because it brought us so far.
I think it was a big moment for
Yeah.
both of us, yeah?
Yeah.
Wait a second, I will ask for a waiter.
Yeah.
Because my colleagues, wait.
Was it Abby Fitch?
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes, that's it.
That's the thing, right? Usually I always remember her
Yeah,
name, but
yeah.
right now it was like,
Yeah, yeah.
Blackout.
Yeah, this
I couldn't
happens to me a
prepare for
lot, that I don't remember the names.
yeah, but
So-
that was exactly that. I love that keynote.
But at some point, you came also to the group. How it happened?
So, circling back to the story I told you, so in 2017 I got here, and I never met these folks. Never met these folks. I mean, I come here, and the friends I was saying that I got here were actually two persons. Christian Baumann and Sonja Nezic. 1 year later, she also came as a speaker, nevertheless. We were here, we really enjoyed, we wanted to come back. I remember being at the breakfast table in front of Stefan Kamper, and he was like, so are you coming back next year? Well, I kind of consumed a budget of 3 different people at my company to come this year, so next year is going to be hard. And he was like, well, maybe you can come as a speaker. That's interesting. And I got home back in Lisbon, and a couple of days later, there were just like some Twitter chatting, because we were already on Twitter, and getting on the Twitter Agile TD thing, which is powerful in itself.
Yes.
It is.
It's a
And
big thing,
Christian says something to me, and Sonia is like, hey, we should also strike a pact, like Lisi and Toyer did. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
I have no idea what you're talking about. And then I did my research, and I found about the pact and the talks, and I could understand, because that was also kind of like public on
Public, yeah,
Twitter.
it became public,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And
obviously.
and now that I was, I managed to, I still had a little bit of budget together. And so this happens in November 2017, and I think it was on February 2018.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's another conference that takes place, the European Testing Conference, which doesn't exist anymore. Takes place in Amsterdam, and I kind of get like enough budget to go there as well. And so I go there already, you know, thinking about all of these things and preparing to submit to ATD, and they are presenting a talk there about their
The same thing,
experience
yeah.
on striking the pact and doing the whole thing. I arrive, I say hi, they look at me
Yeah.
like I have no idea who you are.
He was in the front row.
And then
He was in
I,
the front
I sit
row.
down,
Yeah.
they start presenting. They start presenting, and at some point they pull up the Twitter thread, and I'm like, I'm that guy.
That's me.
And then we became friends. During our
During
stay
that
there, Vernon was also there.
Yeah,
Vernon
Vernon.
Yeah.
Richards,
Yeah.
and we
Lots
got
of
to meet
people.
him
At the Ajax Amsterdam Arena.
at the
so,
Ajax
yeah,
Amsterdam
yeah.
Arena. That was fun. And then yes, and then that was the first step for us to become friends. We all came back in 2018 as speakers, and then I think it was about that time that you already had the Power Learning Group going. And you started
Yes.
adding people.
Yes, we started
Yeah.
adding people.
And
Yeah.
you were
yeah.
nice enough to include.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, we started with 4 people
Yeah,
first.
yeah. We
Like-
started with 4, and then we got to a stage where it became 10,
Yeah.
and then we cut off.
Exactly.
Like we cannot add anymore. So yeah, the Power Learning Group that João was mentioning was more of a. We wanted to keep this form of like the conferencey feel, right? Because we felt that we got each other, right? And we understood, and we wanted to learn what's happening in their space. We wanted to grow our knowledge from the testing community. So usually if you, like in one company, for example, you only get to hear the stories within your company. So we wanted to expand that network. And that's when we created this power learning group. And we had the format of you bring a topic or you bring a topic. And the discussions were amazing. And we had guest people. I think Lisa, you joined also.
Once.
Yeah, Lisa joined once as a guest. We have many guest people that joined. Mika was there also. Yeah, you were. Metrics, yeah.
Parveen,
Metrics,
that's
yeah.
keynoting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sergio, a few others.
We've had quite a few guests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically 10 people, I mean, from
Yeah.
various different places.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Different continents, countries, company
I
backgrounds.
mean, it started quite, let's say, quite small.
Yes.
In
Yeah.
that way. So you came up, you gave some talks, and then a keynote.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, how is the feeling of giving a keynote?
It's hard to describe because I guess it's different for everyone.
But for you,
For me personally, it was achievement unlocked. It wasn't my first one at that moment, which was helping because I knew already what to expect. And it was helping that it was a paired one with someone I really know well because we already had that.
a waiter
partnership
is coming.
for
Should come. Yeah.
so
But I
many
have
years.
a cough.
Okay.
Okay. See you later.
Not COVID.
Hopefully not.
But that one, it was the closing keynote even.
Special.
Smaller audience, special. Afterwards, we knew it was like another end of ATD, which is usually entering like the trying to accept it's not over for the year. We have to wait another the post-conference blues and so on. So it was all that was coming together and making it extra special. Although it wasn't the first keynote, it was like being on that stage because it's also it was my first conference back then. So I'm totally positively biased towards this conference.
Morgen. Kom maar, hi. Was
So,
drinken.
Yeah,
Beer?
so it was an incredible
Beer?
feeling.
Another
For
Coke.
me, I still have. Thank
Another
you.
Coke. Yeah.
Cola?
Yeah.
But how would
Goes on me. Goes on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, anything. Really?
No.
Oh my God. Beer?
It's from the best.
Gin tonic? Beer? Mikey? Red wine. And for me, a gin tonic too, please. And whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Yeah. Yeah. So Lizzie asked me, what about me? Actually, come to think about it, it was the last talk of ATD before COVID. Like before
that's true.
COVID. So we actually closed it off and then I think the
Yeah.
following year ATD was online. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was
yeah.
the last talk.
Yeah.
For me, I think it was overwhelming at first. To think just a few years back, we were just attendees. And within that short space of time, to get a keynote was so overwhelming. But then I think because Lizzie and I had been on that journey together, everything felt a little bit easier, right? We had a workshop together at ATD. We had a normal talk, and then we had the keynote. This year we've got the tutorial, which we've unpacked all of it, right? And Pepe is bar now, so. I think it's like we've got more than a hat trick. So
Yeah, that's
so I
true.
think-
That's true.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing to see how because for us, when I say us, it's the team and myself. When we see you, and we see you coming, okay, and the same with Paki is the same.
Yeah.
And you see her and you see the development, no? And then for us it's interesting, and we support that. That you because I think that you can tell a lot, no? And happy for you and for you, yeah. and that's very nice for us too.
Yeah.
That's good. So how was for you?
The keynote.
It was a good keynote, by the way.
Thank
It
you.
was awesome.
Well, so the keynote was kind of like it had to be done really quickly, and I think it was a good thing because if I recall correctly, I was supposed to keynote the open air that didn't happen because COVID hit.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was already starting to prepare the keynote for open air, but all of a sudden COVID hit, and it's like you're coming in 1 year, so I paused the whole work because I have other things that I needed to do. But then I think that because of COVID, someone couldn't come to ATD last year, and the organization invited me. But it was like 2 months away, and I owe a lot to that person over there, Mika Kutz, because I turned to him and was like, we have a talk to prepare, and now maybe I have a keynote to prepare. And he was like, just do the keynote now. You know, I got your back, buddy. I couldn't have done it without him. And and I remember that I even like on vacation, like with the kids, like you don't get any free time when you're on vacation with kids. But my wife would take the kids to the park, and I would be in my car typing away some ideas and preparing the keynote, and that's how I put it together. But I decided to so I asked, so how does this work? What do you need as a keynote topic? And Juve, he just thought, well, it's a keynote. You will talk about whatever you want. And I was like, okay, so I guess I'm taking that abstract note that no one never paid attention to, but I know there's a very good story behind that. And then so I put together that thing. It was. I mean, I'm an engineer, and all of a sudden I'm talking about psychology topics. So I think that you can relate, maybe. So maybe this is a stretch, but Slish. Portuguese.
For me, it's always because you cannot plan that. So we cannot plan the keynotes because you already said you are free to choose the topic, whatever you want to say, and also we still today, I don't know how we got this. I don't know how we got this, that we got a safe place. No? So where you can talk to each other, where you can sign a pact, where you can talk, where you can go there. I mean, we have parallel a session about friends and allies, where people are open their heart and telling the things that really pains to them, and I don't know.
I think
how I mean, you are coming from outside. Yeah. So how?
I think it's.
What's your opinion on that?
I think it doesn't just happen. It needs to happen by the organizers, right? Whatever in any context someone is doing or someone is organizing, whether it's a manager or whether it's organizers, for example, that qualities that they have and the space that they give others to do is actually what sets the tone, right? Yeah. So a lot of that is due to yourself and due to, the others that represent trendig and the organizers, for example. And I think, you create that space and you empower others, even if you go in on stage and if you're introducing the conference, for example, setting the tone of what it should be, encouraging what needs to happen, for example. Those are the things that actually define a conference, right? And everyone operates in that guideline and according to that. And I think for me, that's what I see. Like that's how I pinpoint looking at it from the outside. If someone would come here and give you like rules, and don't do this and don't do that, for example, or do it in this particular way, you tend to hold back in many things, right? Because you want to respect that and you want to operate in that way. In this way, I feel that that's the main reason why it's so successful. Okay. Yeah.
I think there's another aspect to that. So I agree with shaping the system. It definitely is part how you create that environment. But for me, especially for ATD, one very important aspect was the people that I met. And that included especially speakers who were so approachable and so relatable and open and welcoming, and also then participants as well. Like the people for me were a big part in making this a safer space. People like Lisa here, because I already told you once, you and Janet, I read your books, I saw your tweets, I heard about the conference, I had to come here, take your tutorial. And at the end of that tutorial was 2015, I walked up front and said like, by the way, I'm the one from Twitter. And in that conversation.
She did as well. Yeah.
But she helped prepare the space for me as well, because you shared with me like, oh, you know, you can also come back as speaker. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Maybe just like a small lightning talk or whatnot. But I'm sure you have a story to share.
Yeah.
And that's something I hear. Not only me heard that and lived that, but I also saw you share that with a lot of people and also take action, because also in my first year when I came here, I had the great honor because you took me basically under your wings as well, which helped me massively. So all this kindness, this opportunity, the sponsorship that definitely you extended as well, plus also getting the environment, which is also sponsorship. And seeing that cascading, like with everyone who received that, also trying to spread it again. I think we all shared so much through that, and that also creates a space. It could also turn the other way around, right? But I still see people putting in active effort to always keeping it that positive environment and trying to even also further improve it, because we know it's not without flaws yet, right? Yeah. There's still room for improvement. And also this year we again have new initiatives to try to make it even a more inclusive, more safe space, and so on. Like to people, hence, are for me a part of to spread this further and to build on the environment that you set. And maybe there's also more. I don't know what I don't know if you want to add on, if you see something, another different.
I would have said exactly the same things that you said. I would add that I think that a lot of the people that come together here are part of a tribe that's just spread out through the world. And even myself, I'm part of that tribe, but I have never seen the tribe put together in one place. And I guess that the conference itself and the concept that you have created just tends to attract the people that come here once, and then they're like, hey, this is actually something I've been looking for a long while without recognizing. And you can even see this year with the keynote speaker that came last year for the first time, and he definitely fits the tribe that we have running here. So it kind of like there are a lot of people in the world that would feel comfortable here, that would feel that they share ideas and the openness that they see, and I was going to use the word tolerance, but that's horrible. I don't know. Like the openness, like the safe space, and they're dying for it, even if they don't realize it.
For myself, it's because we have people from all around the world here, with different cultures, with different backgrounds, with different religions, with different beliefs, with different stories behind, with different package, with all the things. And for me, it's amazing to see how all the things fits together, and the people find themselves. And as organizer, you cannot do alone. You need what you said. You need to give the space, and then you have friends. There are people like Michael, who is running with people and spending his time going out and taking care of the people. He's giving love. Okay, he's giving love. Or Lisa, for example, Lisa is a clear sample of community building, because she doesn't care where you are. I mean, in the sense, she cares about you, but you as a person. But and then she, like you said, she takes you under the wings and helps you, and she's always.
Is it working?
What?
No.
Yeah, should
It
work.
should work on that side.
Lisa, why?
Pay it forward. Well, lots of people helped me over the years. And so it's my responsibility to pay that forward and help more people. And it's good for me. It's good for our community. It's good for our software customers.
Yes.
To make the world safe for teams producing software and customers consuming software.
But normally, or let's say in that way, few people that have achieved less than you in life. Okay? so they're a little bit snob. You know,
Yeah.
I am the king of. I am the king of the conferences.
You are.
No, thank you. No, the thing is, you know what I mean. So, and you are the opposite. You are taking care. I mean, when I see that you are still doing it and you do it with love, that you take people said, okay, I do with you a tutorial, or I do with you a talk, or I do it with, and I say, oh my God, because this is really, this is the Agile Testing Days. This is love. And for me, that I mean, of course we give the space, but the space is here.
Ah.
So,
Perfect. Thank you.
but without you or the others, it's impossible. I mean, like Søren, no? Like I said, Michael, whatever. So they are putting a lot of effort, also from the private time, to help people. Yeah, people that really you are doing also a lot of reviews of things. Yeah, and this is amazing. Come.
I do love helping people with their proposals, get more new voices, and I really appreciate how Agile Testing Days has supported new voices and bringing new people in, and how many of these new voices are now successful keynote speakers, and you know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I pair for selfish reasons because I mean the things I learned when I paired with Lisi, how to design an experiment. That's a great idea. And today I did a workshop with Firle Verhagen, and I learned, you know, she had this idea to do the workshop in imposter syndrome, and I got to learn all about that and get help from awesome friends like Mika. So yeah, it's all in self-interest.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but and I think something that you all have in common is that you still keep learning. So
yeah,
yeah. I mean, yeah, and this is keep the wheel of learning, and I really it's really very nice from outside.
Yeah.
I think you once said, don't pay back, pay forward.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me so much. So just put your gratitude somewhere else. And I'm grateful a lot for you and for all of you folks, and for you, by the way, for making this happen. And yeah, I have a lot to pay forward to, right? So this is a great mindset, I think.
I mean, for myself, the thing is that I mean, you cannot believe that, but I do that for fun. I do that for fun, for myself, and also for the team. I mean, you are not in the meeting that we have, but for example, when we discuss about the keynotes of next year, so they are killing me because I have crazy ideas on. And for example, before the conference, Uwe came to me and said, "Okay, we have only one keynote, and you are not allowed to give it." So that's how the team is working with me. And then we were talking already about you, and then I saw your talk or the tweets about your talk and everybody there, and I said, "Okay." So I went to Uwe and said, "Uwe, what about?"
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, go." So I am the boss, you see. So that is how it works, and for me, even working with the team in
the police.
Come,
The police is here.
come, Steffi, come to the front, or here to the. So right here. So we will ask you to. Yeah, and this is I think that this is interesting, and they and this is not a joke that they give me a hard time, especially Steffi. No, she's the best. She's the best. So Steffi, for you. Still on?
I think so.
It was on.
Okay. Why we are a safe place? Yeah.
Welcome.
Because
What have you done?
why are we? What do you mean? What it means? Why we are a safe place? I think because everybody can just be themselves, express themselves.
Yeah, but how we came to that point? What do you think? What's your opinion?
I think because we try to create the space for everybody to be what they want to be, feel safe.
It's working. Yeah, yeah.
It's working. It is
It
working.
goes directly. It goes directly.
It's just
Yeah.
recording.
It's just recording.
Yeah, that's. I think we just try to let everybody be themselves and try not to control too much,
That's true.
but still a little. Or
So I
give
would-
like a frame. It's like with kids, you know.
yeah,
You-
exactly. We
you give them the setting and let them play.
Yeah.
Give them their boundaries. And
Yeah, exactly.
Let
I
them
think
do.
that's the point. I think so. That's the point. So
Yeah.
put it on the table.
More people should do that. Or
Yeah, but it's difficult. I think that for me, a sample is, for example, coming back to you. I think from the point of view of talking and develop on the sense of learning and so on. I think that if you, in my opinion, if you give the room to do that,
Yeah.
so the people normally, if you give them the room, they use it. It's like at work. I mean, if you give them the room, they normally they develop also in the right way, and I think that happens here. And for example, I do not interfere in keynotes. I mean, when I am there, and I would say 99% of the keynotes, 99% of the keynotes that we, you see, that's my life. That's my life. That's my life. That's my life. Yeah. And they are very good. And we really, like I said before, when we talk offline. So if you are not welcome here in this conference when you do not talk to people. If you really engage with the community, because I don't care who you are. If you are not here with us, I don't need you. So we don't need you. So that's you need to give back. That's the point. And I think that's the important thing. Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that's how it goes hand in hand. Because I've been to, before coming to ATD, which kind of revolutionized my perspective of what a tech conference can be and should be. And we've had conversations about like usually people in the industry tend to look at a conference and they're going to look at the program and they look at the talks. And what Lisi and I like to look at, it's what's in between the talks, the white space in between the talks. Because usually that's where the magic happens. The talks are important, but then the rest is also, maybe it's even more important.
Yeah, I mean, we see that with open air. In open air, we go to that place where the room that we are given is bigger. So and this is a very good experiment, and that we did last year, and to see, and I have to say that we didn't know what's going to be. Really, I would say, okay, we have an idea, let's explore, because that's the thing. So we try out, let's see what happens. And in my opinion, this is exactly what we are doing, so that we are going or giving these spaces between the talk. And the important thing is that we are targeting special people.
Yeah.
So we are targeting, like with the Agile Testing Days, you see that people, like you said before, people are coming and they keep coming. Other people come and go because they do not fit here. And I remember with Gerald Simon, no? You know, he's also for the 14th time in this conference.
Wow.
And I remember the first year when he came.
Gerald.
Gerald. The first year when he came, he said to me at that time, Mr. Diaz, Mr. Diaz, Dr. Simon, and he said, Mr. Diaz, this is too crazy for me. This is too loud. There is not structure. This is difficult, and I don't know what I should think about that. And I was there. I said, okay. So and then he came the year after, again because he got infected. He got infected. And today he's amazing. He's really celebrating every minute here.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and that's the important thing that I think that is interesting for the conference.
But that ends up attracting the people that want that need that, even if they don't realize that to themselves yet. And it's kind of like sending out the people that come here to like, yeah, I watched the talks, and then I went to Berlin to watch the attractions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but there are less people. I mean, we see, for example, that's the good thing at the hotel, and that's why we stay here in this hotel. Okay, you can go to Potsdam.
Yeah.
It's quite small, so you go for 2 hours and you are done. Okay, so
and it's healthy. And it's healthy.
It's healthy. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
So that's fine. But the thing is, when you are doing the same in USA, we try not to be in the center in a city, because if you want to that the people gather together, and when they have free time and so on, you have to have a special place. And for example, I think that if we would go to another location, we would have more people and we would earn more money. But the thing is, we are not doing that for money.
Yeah.
We are doing that for fun. And maybe that's also the difference to other conference.
You are taking care of the soul of the conference.
Yeah, because it's a long term. It's a long term.
You could go to Disney World, but it wouldn't be the same.
No,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
not. I mean, it's not the.
It's not a Mickey Mouse. It's not a Mickey Mouse show.
No, that's
It's not
that's-
our place to be.
Yeah.
No, it's not our place to be. No. And I'm thinking even for USA, if we should change the format in USA and do it really something like the open air. So let's see what happens. Yeah, but we need the location. That's difficult.
And
Because-
insurance. Very good insurance.
No, that's. So what do you want? You have something to drink.
Yeah.
That's
All
good. Okay. So should we ask for more?
Yes.
Yes.
That
Okay.
gentleman over there doesn't have anything.
So we
need
ask.
one?
Ask.
Yeah.
Okay. Schatzi, fragst du den Kellner nochmal, dass kommt? Ja, das, danke. Das ist schön. So this is Jana, and
Yes.
Jana is our designer.
She did the awesome background.
Yeah, she's. Yeah.
So Jana, what inspired you for this beautiful background?
Pepe of you, definitely. Pepe. And I don't say that because he's waving. No, it's the whole team that inspires me. They give me the input, and I try to set their ideas into action.
And your own.
In my own, of course.
She's very good.
She is.
It's
Like,
really
she's very
good.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Beautiful.
So what is next?
Next? Don't know. Don't know. We figure it out as we go.
Usually also towards the end of the year,
Yeah.
which is usually after ATD.
Yeah.
Maybe a new pact again. It might be time again.
Yeah.
Because we did
actually
never
have themes. Yeah, we have like
Yeah, it
like
was just
themes in a year. So,
Exactly.
you know, the 1 year it was leadership. 1 year it was just about you did the testing tour,
like
for
the testing
example,
tour, like
and then
code
we brought
confidence
that
challenge.
back, the learnings back to ATD.
Exactly.
You know, and we did the leadership this time. So we try to be very versatile in like what we're actually doing, and bring others along,
Yes.
right? So
Lisa, you have?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, there were like other pacts also.
yeah,
very-
there were
very,
other
like,
packs like
I mean,
Mika and
Interesting
João.
could be, for example, to develop something for the open air concept, because I think there's room for new things.
Are you just reverse pacting us here? Like,
yeah,
No. I'm not a salesperson.
not anymore. Yeah. No, let's see. We'll gather all input
yeah.
and then think about it. But
think-
maybe it's time again.
I think we're really good at holding each other accountable is one big thing, right? So I think if we have a goal to work towards, we plan it out really well. And I think the one thing that works really well with the both of us is we very attention to detail.
Yeah.
So I think when we plan anything, we'd go into nth degree of like, you know, trying to find out the detail. Like when we planned the tutorial, if you'd look at the pages behind the tutorial, it's like 50 plus, right? And it's got down literal checklist on the day.
I didn't know that you're German.
Well,
it was only the raw version, like the very rough one.
Yeah. There was versions before the versions before the versions. So yeah.
Okay. So in that sense, I am quite Spanish, or I don't know if Spanish, but they are my own
Latin.
I think I just jump in and with an idea, and then I develop things. And for example, if and then
the team is reacting.
and then I can tell you, for example, when
feedback.
When I started to gather information about design thinking, and I did some training and so on, and then I got invited by Google to their own conference on design sprints and so on, and then when I saw that, I said, okay, that's the thing that I want to do. Because it's something. I am the guy for short things, so I really I'm intensive or short. You cannot. That's why I cannot work in a software project for long. I mean, I remember when I was a consultant and I need to work for a year in a project. When I was already 9-10 months in the same project, when it's the end coming, because I couldn't see any test cases anymore. And when design sprint is quite short, 2 days or 4 days or 5 days or whatever. And I remember that then I came back and said, okay, I will develop a training on that. So I developed the training material in 2 days. Wow. I just sit down and put it in, and then I gave it to my wife, and she finished.
She fills the gaps.
and then I said, well, we should have a book on that.
Yeah.
So that's a totally different way for me.
Yeah.
And really, and the same with the team. I mean, they can confirm that I come with an idea. I just give them the idea, and then
sometimes he just doesn't get any feedback, and then he knows.
Okay.
It didn't stick.
Yeah, so I think
also feedback.
I think if you challenge us in trying to find something, I think we'll definitely do the legwork in terms of like trying to put something together.
Already have ideas.
Okay.
It's just adding.
How are you?
Yeah.
Are you so detailed, or you are more like me?
Putting things together? I don't even know. I mean, I think that, at some point in my life I was a musician, I was a songwriter. And one thing that I learned that allowed me to become a songwriter was that thinking of the creative process not as like you're creating something from scratch, but more like the thing already exists. You're just discovering it. You know? No one knows about it, and you're just discovering this thing that is interesting. And I guess that the way I approach these ideas to bring to conferences, if it's a talk, if it's a workshop, or if it's kind of like a discovery process. It's like I'm learning about something. The thing is that something doesn't exist in a book. And so, and when you approach creativity in such a way, which works for me, it doesn't work for others, I guess that you really have to be really open to failure, to, I did this, it doesn't work, okay, whatever, we just adjust and we do the other thing, and going with your gut and not being afraid to make a fool of yourself while moving ahead. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
It does.
So you now you're working for a German company, right? With an international team.
Yes.
So what is the difference between working with a company in Portugal than in Germany, if they are?
So the company feels rather international, and to be honest, like I'm in a very specific situation because my whole team is in the Ukraine, and working with people in a war zone. Yeah. And they're like the most dedicated and professional people I've probably met in my whole career, you know? Bombs dropping and they're still like...
I was gonna say, like, could they be big bombs all the time? Like, what did they do?
It's sometimes there's no electricity.
Yeah,
You know.
it's crazy situation.
Yeah. And it really sets the perspective on everything. You know?
Yes. I mean,
but nevertheless, so it feels rather international. I think that a lot of the things that you know from being from Spain and from Aladdin.
but I was always German. I think that I was born as a German because I always on time or before the time. And okay, I am disaster in if you look to my desk, I'm disaster. Chaos. It's chaos.
hold back, take away.
But you see, I am telling the truth. I am telling the truth.
Very honest.
Very honest. So, but in other things, I am quite German.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm German now. So
I think that we share some of the same things, like in the sense of I'm very punctual as well, and I don't adapt to my own country. I'm usually the only Portuguese person that arrives on time for dinner, and then I wait for an hour. You know the feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't cook for my sister anymore. I don't cook for my sister anymore because few years ago, I have a house in Gran Canaria, and then I like cooking. So, and if I invite you to my place where I am cooking, you should be on time. If not, it's the last time. So, and because I'm been working maybe hours for you. Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I'm working hours for you. So and then I was cooking in Spain. Everything was ready, and we decided to eat something like 8 or 9 or whatever. So my sister came 1 hour later, and then I said, okay, you can eat here, but never again. I will never again cook for you. I was really pissed off, yeah. And in that sense, I really.
Yeah. So in that sense, I think I'm the same. But then in other things, like you talk about your desk, and I'm the person that I don't do note taking. I don't like taking notes. I'm disorganized in that way, you know. It's just like I capture stuff and then ideas arrive in my head and I just go after them and let's see what happens.
Yeah, and the thing is that what I do is I mean I don't believe in God, okay, but there must be a God who is having His hand on me, because I plan things and I think, okay, this is going to be like that. And then the things is happening, so that's fine. So I don't really care that much, but it's fine. So I have a game.
Okay.
I bought a game.
Oh, nice.
I bought a game. This is a game
Interesting.
for children.
It's a kids game.
So we are going to have this next year. And by the way, I will play that with all of you. So yeah, with all of you. So, and someone need to help me to translate it, and because
It's in German.
this is in German, and even in my English is so perfect, but some are you laughing at me?
So Lisi, okay.
Oh my God!
No
So
worries.
there is few topics. Remember, this is for kids, okay? So we may need to address this in another case. So one of them is the green one is Spiegelbild. This is reflection, okay? So we have a mirror, and you have to have a kind of reflection. Then there are questions of the heart, okay? So there is only I think
Thinking. Yeah.
some kind of color blind, but similar. And then you have Gedankenspiel. This is something like mind games, or I don't know how do you call that. And then we have the other one, the yellow one. This is Kopf, Nuss. This is brain. Head nut, yeah, but something with the brain. Okay. So,
Okay.
please, choose a question.
I can
Yeah.
start.
Yeah, you can take whatever you want.
Okay, let's look at in the mirror.
Okay.
So I take this. What does it say?
Today something disappointed me.
Oh, I'm at Agile Testing Days. Come on.
Disappointment?
Okay, let me think. Something disappointed me today.
Mm-hmm.
Something about sleep.
What does it say?
Huh?
Something that disappointed me
No, I
today.
actually had
Needs to reflect on it.
a very good night today. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Because I was already tired yesterday. So today, something disappointed me.
The last keynote, for example.
Definitely not.
No way.
Total opposite. Total opposite.
It's a hard question.
It
Do you
is-
want to think about it? And we
If there's
can-
nothing disappointing, it's fine.
Yeah,
But you
that's
said
also-
nothing. Today was a lucky day. Everything was perfect.
I guess that.
You couldn't speak
Or
to your
not
kids.
Remember, this is for kids.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
He just told me what disappointed me. I couldn't
That's
speak
how
with
in
my
tune.
kids.
That's how in
Oh.
tune we
Yeah,
are.
that's how we roll. He
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
me better
Yeah.
than I do. I
Okay.
couldn't speak with my kids today.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
easy.
I think I'll take a hard one. Let's see. So, what makes me sad?
Oh,
There's a lot of things that make me sad.
today? Or no?
No, in
As a whole.
well,
Okay.
today.
Not
today.
Not today.
Not
No.
today.
Yeah.
No,
what-
actually, but yeah, there is one today because it's like it's a mixed feeling thing. I'm really happy I can be here, but I'm also at the same time sad I cannot join the human space because it's at the same time. That
Oh.
is a conflict because it was one of my favorite sessions the last year since it was
For me too.
instated,
Mm.
right? And it makes total sense that we talk today because there's literally no other space. And again, I'm totally happy, but it also makes me sad. So there's a personal sadness, but there's a lot of other stuff.
It's just a trade-off.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sorry.
I think I'm scared to take that one because
Okay.
it's. I'm gonna try this because I don't know what
I
it
feel
is.
like that's
Okay.
a unicorn land problem. It's not even first world problem.
So,
Okay.
Lisi.
Which one? To me?
Okay, that's
You, but
Okay.
this is very
That's my
interesting.
valid
What is
experience.
it?
Do you does your shadow belongs to you?
Shadow?
Shadow,
Yeah, do you own your own
or do
shadow?
you own your own shadow? And this is very philosophical too. I mean,
But is that a thing in Germany or is just like a
No,
general thing?
no, it's just a question on that game.
Okay.
Like, just to get
Okay.
you
I mean, for the
thinking.
kids,
Oh, okay.
it's
I
it's
see.
a
That's why
game.
it's like
For
a
the
brainy
for the
thing.
but
Yeah.
if we take a little bit further,
If I look at it further, there's always a second part of humans,
Yeah.
like the inside part
yeah,
of it,
the
right?
demons that you have,
Yeah, the demons, right? So
you have them under control. Let's say that way.
I think I do. It's tricky in that, you know, sometimes it depends on the situation, right? And sometimes, like, if you look at something, for me, it takes a lot to get angry, right? So in many contexts, right? In work context, in life context, for example, I feel I have a lot of patience, even with kids, right? Whether it's something at work, for example, and things could go wrong. There are times where that anger does come out in a way. It gets me angry because I got angry, but it rarely happens. But when it does happen, then I tend to think about it quite a lot as to how can I have that under control, whether that's with the kids or whether it's with the wife or whether it's with work. But I feel that's the part where I've got it under control, but there are times where it does come.
It's the shadowy part.
Yeah.
Okay. Which color? Sorry. Which one?
Which one?
You too.
You also play.
You have the brain.
Heart,
you have the
brain,
This one hasn't been chosen.
reflection.
Red one.
No?
Red one. Okay. So, Michael.
what's your dream in Brace's job?
My dream job. Ooh. What? Probably would involve donkeys. But no, I mean, I'm doing my dream job, I'm just not getting it much work. But I really want to help more teams around the world to discover the kind of
But if you would not
joy
be
we
in
have.
that field, what could be
When
your
I was a child, I wanted to be a writer living in the mountains
surprise?
on a ranch with horses. And I am a writer. I thought a fiction writer. I'm a technical writer. Our mountains are very small, but they're still mountains.
Not
And
horses,
we have
but-
donkeys instead of horses. So I think I'm there.
Hey.
Pretty
So-
close.
Yeah.
Very close. Michael, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm taking the reflection. We already
Oh, we did.
we had that, right?
Oh, try.
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I hope not.
What is that?
Okay. No, it was sad. And
Yeah.
well,
It was disappointed.
something made me sad today. No, not
No,
today.
nothing.
Not really nothing
That's
today.
good.
I mean, I even got to
game
sleep
with
an
kids
hour
too.
more because my partner Frank did the morning run. So I weaseled out one time, but I still get all the praise.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I saw nice.
The same with me at the conference.
Really great keynotes. Didn't make me sad at all. Well, there was this brief moment of breaking in reality when Sam did the Ukrainian reminder,
Yeah.
and that was throwing me a bit back.
Bittersweet.
Recently, the state of the world makes me sad, and today there was a glimpse of it, but only a glimpse. And I enjoy my time in Unicorn Land. There's still enough reality after this is over, so not much, definitely.
Steffi. Steffi was complaining because I played that with them, but only one round. She was complaining that we didn't play all the things. Now you have the second
Yeah,
chance.
it was like, oh, this is a super cool game. Look, let's go for it. And then he like went off about 3 minutes and took the cards with him. What am I gonna do if you're not around me? That's very
Who's
that's
you,
very
yeah?
suitable.
Picture.
I didn't even recognize
It's
Poking your nose.
Just the nose.
Yeah, no, I see that in a different perspective.
Okay.
Because Agile Testing Days is nearing its end, so I think, well, I don't know about you, but for me, it's always like being in camp and then going home is like, where is everybody? I mean, I'm glad I have my family where I go back to and who I miss now, but still, it's different.
Jana, mein Schatz.
I take the mirror. Reflection. Today I met someone. I met a lot of people. A lot of awesome people.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Who stood out, yeah?
One. Yeah, I met you. Yeah, Pepe, I met you.
Again.
Suddenly I was there. Suddenly I was there.
No, someone specific. I think no, I can't tell anyone specific yet.
Okay.
I'm just yeah.
The night is still young. Yeah.
You're all awesome. And I love to get to know you all.
So thanks so much. So we made the run here. So Elma,
I take hard.
hard. Okay. So please translate it.
What's my favorite food? That's simple. Schweinsbraten. Pork roast.
Oh wow. That's
I got all cheaply.
okay. So you please.
Blue.
Blue. So should I translate or you do it by your own?
Let me try. Du kannst mich einem Figur auf einem Buch oder Film tauschen. That's change with.
Yeah.
Right? So you can change with a figure out of a book, out a movie. Which one do you choose?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
James Bond.
007. No, I'm not that heroic. Ooh, that's a difficult one. Can I think about it for a moment and pass it on?
No.
Ah,
Go with your gut.
Yes, one.
There's something already in your mind for sure.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I was thinking.
not always. I would
Richard Gere and Pretty Woman.
I would
I'm thinking more of innocent childhood books or something like that,
Okay.
where the world was more simple and things like that. That you had this one goal to fulfill, and then you're good.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Yeah. Beth and Cassidy at the end dies.
No.
Thanks so much.
I'll take the happy childhood.
Okay. Good. So, Medea, which color, which topic? Brain.
Oh, brain.
Brain. Okay. So, should I translate or?
Yes.
So. Okay. Whom belongs the world?
Oh my God. To whom belongs the world? Well, I would say, okay, so let's be real here. I think people have ruined the world too much, and we should think more about nature and animals. And I feel very passionate about that. Climate change is very real. And my truest wish is that nature would be more important than humans, especially because we consume too much crap. We can do with less stuff. Something like that.
Okay.
So the world belongs to
The nature. So.
So what are the
This is brain, reflection, mind games,
Okay.
and heart.
and heart?
Hearts.
It's hard because I don't have one.
Okay, who is your best friend?
My best friend is Ivana.
Who is Ivana?
Okay.
Who is your best friend?
Ivana is the girl that I studied with.
Okay.
And she moved to Switzerland. And she's actually married to one German guy. And when I spoke with her kids, I have to speak in German language, in Deutsch. So it is really interesting for me because I can understand her kids, but I cannot understand you. And she lives there, and we hear each other almost every day, even after 20 years.
Wow.
She left Serbia.
Oh wow.
No.
Nice, nice. So, do you speak German? Yes. Okay, that's good. So then, so which one? Take the mic.
Okay. This is the first time in my life someone has to talk me into a microphone.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. You're the one, right?
Finally.
Finally,
You
today.
see?
Whatever I take this here. Or? Yeah, let's see. Today something has frustrated me.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
What?
Actually, it was.
Was.
In the last keynote, it was great. It was great anyway. There was talk about the developers and the database engineers didn't talk to each other, and the tester was in between, and this was so real, this situation. This frustrated me a little bit, but I have an outcome now, and this makes me happy.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
you
a
know,
happy outcome for
but
today.
then you know how to maybe fix it. No?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So I have hope. Let's
Okay.
see.
Okay, great. Wait, I take this. So I move around. So, hey,
Yes, yeah.
Thomas.
Have to move his position.
Oh, danke, Schatz. Oh, nicht so schnell, aber, ne? So, the brain.
How came I don't know,
Thoughts
thoughts
into
in
the
my
mind,
head?
into the head.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, how thoughts are coming into the brain? This is for kids. You know kids. Kids. So.
If you see something or hear something, you get thoughts about.
How do you get inspired?
That's a tough question.
When you see me, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. Trinidad. Heart. Gedankenspiel, Spiegelbild, Kopfnuss oder Herzfragen. Komm, dein Herz. Was machst du?
What I do with you that I like the most.
Okay.
Excuse me?
What I do with you that I like the most.
Okay.
Which I like the most.
Yeah.
Talk to the mic.
So just talking to you, standing next to you.
That's good. Thanks so much. Okay. Playing games. So she's. I played already with her. She knows exactly.
We had a practice round. We tested the cards. Reflection, is that one of them?
Reflection is this one.
Okay. Yeah.
You want this? Yeah.
What, you want me to take a different one?
No.
Are you sure?
Sure you want that?
What do you want to ask me?
Okay. Heute habe ich mich geekelt. What is geekelt in? I was disgusting. Habe mich heute
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was disgusted by
Disgusted by something.
So the question is, was I disgusted by something today?
Yeah. Also by me.
I'm going to avoid the obvious answer, which is I don't understand how you guys make pasta out of potatoes over here. Like, what?
Why? What?
The obvious answer is, how do you make pasta out of potatoes? Like, the pasta is so different. But that's not what I was disgusted by, because that was actually delicious. I'm disgusted by what's happening in the United States every day with the shootings, and I'm from there, and there's been school shooting, LGBTQ+, club shooting, and a police officer shot and killed somebody from a town right next door to me today. And it's very hard to be an American when you can't fix that.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about that.
America is for myself, and I think for many European people, it's not easy to understand. It's not easy.
To understand. That's why whenever you ask me where I'm from, I'm like, well, my last name's Sidois. Like, I'm Quebecois, I'm French, I'm Canadian. I'm not American, because I can't get my mind around this. So every time I come to Europe, I'm sad that I have to leave.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Pepe, you should take one.
Yeah, you should take one.
I should take one. Okay, so
we're going to do it.
Okay, which one? So choose it for me. This one. Gedankenspiel. Okay.
Yeah. Do you need translation?
Yeah. Okay. You can talk to one wild animal of your choose.
Nice.
Which ones do you choose, and what do you ask?
Well,
wild animal. Wild
but
animal.
it's two questions. It's which one and what question.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the boss. He gets two.
Okay, I will take a wild boar. and I will ask, why the hell did you came into my garden? Why do you need to destroy it?
Yeah.
So the idea behind this, because when we bought it for our children, and the idea is maybe to take these questions that are there, or maybe to develop another one, and maybe to make a card deck for the Agile Testing Days, so that when you are here and you play a little bit, then you can get closer to the people and have a small conversation.
This is a very good exercise as an icebreaker between two people.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know the person who's in
Or a
front
group,
of you.
or a group of people.
Yeah.
Or a group. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mike, okay, so.
And we should make it a community project so you all can contribute questions.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's a very good decision. So that's good. So we can make a thing, and then you can send one question or two.
We should put the name of the person at the bottom, just so
Yeah,
that people
that
know.
could be that could be the name of the Twitter handle or Mastodon.
You don't need that.
Yeah, that's true.
We just did that. We just opened a Miro board to create the questions and stuff like that. So this is really good for brainstorming and to designing the cards afterwards. So
Shared Miro
So,
board, yeah.
so you want to be the Scrum Master or the Product Owner?
You're gonna design them?
Yeah.
You asked for it.
Thanks
No,
for
no,
volunteering.
don't worry. We take care. We take care. No, we take care.
I might.
Yeah. So
I
you
might volunteer for something like that.
No.
but she's way more talented.
Here's the
than me.
question.
no, for designing, of course. For designing, of course, but for the
Here's the question: how would you do that on a beach?
So yeah, this is something that you could do in the beach too. I mean, maybe we need to change the material of the cards. Should be plastic, so that there's no recycled plastic, of course.
Yeah.
And then so that they can get wet, so that you can even play that on the beach and in the water when you are playing there.
Must be floaty compatible.
Yeah, plastic normally is. That's nice. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
It was a very nice evening with you all.
Thanks for having us.
For your time. And yeah,